fail fast, but fail and learn and then do it again. So I think this kind of mindset really sort of inspired me and got me through last year, which was sometimes challenging. My name is Natascha. I'm from Austria and I'm a climate and gender activist. Well, I joined last year already at the initial gathering and I was very inspired. I learned a lot and so I was really inspired. It took away a lot and I hope that I could give back a lot too. And so this is why I came back and most importantly because this year's topic is water and I'm very connected to water and preserving and saving our water. I think well, I'm not perfect in being a zero waster or a climate activist nor a feminist. I think it's not very much about perfectionism at all. I think the concept of perfectionism sucks at some point because it tends to keep us away from doing the right things. I'm a stubborn optimist. I have to be. I'm a young person. I'm very privileged. I'm white, I live in Austria, a very safe country with a lot of water. And so I think I can't stop raising my voice for those who are not heard. Essentially women in the global south, for the fish in the ocean that can't really speak, and so for nature itself, right? Because we think Mother Earth is nurturing us, but we take it as something that is just there. We take it for granted. And my vision is that people become more aware about how connected we are with nature, that everything is connected, that it does not happen somewhere else to somebody else in the future. It happens right now, right here. Well, as a lot of people know, there is already a lot of trash, mostly plastic trash and chemicals from the agriculture industry in the water, in the ocean. What a lot of people don't know, and which I didn't know before, was like 97% of the water we see is salt water. 2% of the water we have is fresh water, but it's frozen in the in the Antarctica, and only 1% of the water that we have right now is fresh water that we could actually use. We have to make trash, or we really have to keep this water that we have and so urgently need to actually survive clean. There's two kinds of microplastic. There's one that is actually manufactured as primary microplastics, we call it, and there's secondary plastics, which tend to or used to be like a big thing made of plastic, like a PET bottle, and then basically erodes or degrades into smaller parts. Microplastic, we refer to microplastic when we talk about pieces that have 0.5 millimeters in diameter. So you can think of like tiny pieces. And obviously bigger pieces or bigger parts, it's easier to get something big out of something than when it's super tiny that you can't really even see with your own eyes. And what is really also dangerous about microplastics is that we first thought that plastic would just swim on the surface, but it just doesn't. So you have it in all layers of the ocean. So that's why it's so hard to get it out. Crossing the Atlantic on a sailing boat or on a research boat with 13 women definitely changed me a lot. I learned a lot which I didn't know before, and it really touched me on so many levels. It changed me because I learned a lot. I sort of I even got more motivated in preserving our oceans and really tackling the crisis. Yeah, if you see your things with your own eyes, I also said that on the panel, it's like something you have to understand, but if it doesn't touch your heart, you don't put up your sleeves and actually get shit done, right? So I think it really combined this kind of thinking and all the data that I had, but it also really touched me in so many ways on an emotional level. The ocean, we need to protect it. It affects all of us. So policymakers and big corporations really need to start doing things, and us as humans, we need to do our work too.